So I'm looking at ways in which we can improve our immune system to help it fight brain cancer. So we know that when the immune system can start fighting cancers, those patients do really well. And we know that in brain cancer that the immune system's not really awakened. So what I'm doing is I'm using genetic techniques and to engineer these cells to make them recognize and start killing the cancer and hopefully improve patient outcomes. So we're taking sort of the best bits from different genes and then we put them together into something completely new. So it's a synthetic receptor. So it's something that's completely man-made. It doesn't exist in nature. The different parts do, but not as a whole. Sort of the best sort of analogy would be when people first came to Australia and they saw the platypus and they thought the platypus had a duck's bill and a beaver's tail, and it was sort of this thing which had been made by the first settlers and taken back to England. We're doing that on a genetic level, so we're using genes but basically taking the best bits from all these different genes and putting it together into something brand new. So Jurassic Park was sort of a bit of an inspiration. When I was a little kid I loved dinosaurs and I was playing with dinosaurs. And then, so I was sort of into natural world. And then I saw Jurassic Park and I saw that, well, hang on, if we can sort of find the right blood and we can stitch the DNA together with the frog, that we can start to make dinosaurs, which was something which I loved. So I then became obsessed with DNA and genetics and sort of ended up looking at that in a much greater detail when I went to university, and how can we actually start to use this information that we know encoded by 4 nucleotides A, T, C, G, and that by changing that we can then start to make things new. And so it sort of progressed from copying nature to start making things from scratch. So getting a Cure Brain Cancer Early Career Researcher Fellowship has enabled me to focus much more on the science and less on the administration. It's provided security, and that 3-year security means that I can take risks that I wouldn't normally be allowed to take. I can go for that high risk, high reward sort of projects, and I can start to really expand and add creativity, because what I'm doing is ultimately incredibly creative. We're making something from nothing. We're starting from scratch. So having that security allows me to not only interact with the best people in the world and work in one of the best places in the world, but also it gives me that freedom to push the boundaries that little bit further, which is what's really required, I think, to make a breakthrough in something like brain cancer, where playing it safe isn't going to really rapidly change people's lives. We need to be really doing new and innovative things and trying new things.